Okay, it's time for the third league match of the week with the Tajic Legions and deck. This time I'll be playing against Mortred, who's running Slimefoot and Squee, a solid mid-range commander with a lot of creatures that have valuable ETBs, which can be recurred. We're not so worried about the higher end ones because they probably won't come out in time to change the game, but even at 6 mana and down, Primeval Titan, Olifant not so much, Inferno Titan can kill Tajic and then clear our board, Chupacabra, Shieldred can nuke, can stonewall us, Cavalier of Night likewise, plus has lifelink. Rankle we're not so worried about, nor Hellrider. Plaguecrafter can be tough if it's recurred. Crucius obviously can get them what they need. So a lot of threats we can race it, but if they draw the right amount of ETB-based removal, they can definitely keep us from attacking it. And slowly wear down our board while getting value out of Slimefoot and Squee. So we'll see if we can rush them down. If we have that in our opening hand, okay, here we go. So we have turn 1 play, then removal and removal, with no turn 2 play, but we can potentially go into Tajic. I think that we might be able to keep this. We can kill Slimefoot and Squee and nuke their token when it comes down. So we will see potentially too slow if we draw a 2-drop or even a 1-drop. Next turn, that will be great. Let us get full value out of Kumano faces Kakazan. Go ahead and play that. See what we draw next turn. Saga Chapter 2 will activate whenever I cast my next creature spell. That creature ETBs with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. When it plays a tapped land, we don't get a ETB off of Kumano basis Kakazan, but we do get a vampire token off of Legion's Landing, and that will let us flip Adanto the first 4 next turn if they don't remove our token. Okay, they do remove our token. That's unfortunate. We can go ahead and play out Tajic this turn. And we can mentor the Etchings of Kumano, which entered off of the Saga trigger. We now have our 2 3/3s on the board. Opponent is at 18. 2 lands, Stomping Grounds, and Sulphurous Springs. They have Molten Impact trigger for 3, unfortunately. That's going to hurt us. We can potentially play out Sarah Paragon next turn. Although, other than our 2 removal spells, we might run out of gas if we draw too many lands. So let's hope that we don't. If opponent plays out Slimefoot and Squee, we can swing in and see what they do. Duress, okay. Taking out the Tajic. That was value for the opponent there. Let's see what they get rid of on our side. Get rid of Uthgardt Fury. Etchings of Kumano nicely deals with their Slimefoot and Squee as long as it stays on the board. Sarah Paragon letting us play Uthgardt Fury is pretty interesting. Mix Ready Reveler, let's see what they discard. discard the land. So let's go ahead and attack in with Etchings of Kumano. And then we can Sarah Paragon. They don't have mana for something like the Glorybringer this turn, which is fine. Let's see if they have one of their ETB removal creatures, which would be unfortunate. Okay, Slimefoot and Squee. That's okay so far. They're gonna Bone Shards. Okay, that's annoying. And let's see what happens if... What can they get back right now? Nothing, really. We can Tajic and attack in and see what happens, or we can attack in with Etchings only. And then we can play Eberhard, and next turn we can buff Eberhard. Let's set a stop at their pre-combat main so they can't get another sapling off of Slimefoot and Squee. We'll see what they play out. They have 5 land. They could be something like Glorybringer, which would be unfortunate for us. But we'll put it this way, it would be unfortunate for us if we didn't have Etchings of Kumano. So they can attack in with Slimefoot and Squee. They can get their Sapling token. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and play out Tajic. Go ahead and swing in, buffing Eberhard. Does the opponent have another removal spell or something with flash? Possibly we get to transform Legion's Landing here. We buff Eberhard. Swinging in for, this is lethal without blocks. Opponent definitely has something they can do in their hand. The question is what exactly it is. The opponent blocks Tajic and Etching of Kumano. Opponent trying to figure out their blocks. That makes sense. They block Captain Eberhard with Rick's Maddie Reveler and Tajic with the Sapling token. Opponent goes down to 8. And Orcish Bowmasters comes in, pinging down Tajic. That makes sense. Opponent has another play in hand, potentially. Opponent swings in with Slimefoot and Squee. We take 3, go down to 17. Let's see, what is the opponent going to do? Deadly Dispute on Slimefoot and Squee. They draw 2. And they're going to bring back Slimefoot and Squee. Perhaps again. Slimefoot and Squee back from the grave. They have their blockers up. Ooh, this is a lovely card for us. So we can go ahead and create we draw Virtue of Loyalty, which is the good card for us. So we will go ahead and not attack in, and then we've played out the knight, and we've gotten the token, the counter rather. We can start building a big board, possibly play out other creatures. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. With 3 cards in hand, plays out Lair of the Hydra. We're still weak to something like a Glory Bringer this turn. Opponent plays out Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Alright, we can play out Cacophony Scamp. And we can, this turn, hold up Danto and Fateful Absence, letting us buff our board even more. So, do we have any good attacks in here? If we attack with Etchings of Kumano, they block with 1, 2, 3. They would have to block with a good portion of their board. They block with Slimefoot and Squee, it gets exiled. I think that is a decent attack. We can Fateful Absence something if we need to. Slimefoot and Squee next time will cost 2 more, so it's still only 5. They can play it again from the command zone. So they could potentially block with 3 things with all of their tokens. I think we leave 1 more turn where we don't attack. We buff our team. We can next turn we can activate a Danto and still have Fateful Absence up. Opponent gets rid of 2 lands in hand. Now has 3 cards in hand. There's 5 creatures on the board. And plays Cruelty of Gix. Are they going to Sarah Paragon? That would be... what could they play off of Sarah Paragon? They could play nothing, but it would be annoying for us. Okay. That's fine if that's their play. We get to play one of their lands from the graveyard. We play Kami of the Bamboo Groves. Let's go ahead and get rid of... What do we get rid of here? Okay, I want to play Kami of the Bamboo Groves, that's fine. I think we always get rid of the Paragon here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and attack it with Tajic. So we will buff, of course, the Cacophony Scamp. Possibly an argument to buff the token, but We'll see what happens here. We get to exile a good amount of their board anyways. Everything they block here gets exiled. Everything that takes combat damage, rather, gets exiled. So that turn 1 Kumano facing Kakkazan actually turning out to be very pertinent in this particular matchup. If opponent lets 4 damage go through, we can Cacophony Scamp them. Okay, so we in effect wipe the opponent's board. And we shoot them for 3 damage to the face. No, we don't, because Cacophony Scamp. But yes, we do, because Cacophony Scamp is our creature, not theirs. We play out free Common Snarl, and we still have the board. Opponent has potentially 3 creatures again. Titan of Industry is nice for them. They have 3 creatures. If we have Skyclave Apparition, I think we just... let's see. So Skyclave hits Kiki Jiki, which is not a token. And then we attack in, and that's lethal. Great game 1. Virtue of Loyalty really helping us out, but Etchings of Commando likewise really giving us the ability to deal with the recursive nature of Slimefoot and Squee that we needed, and like that. Alright, what do we have here? So we can... This is a really slow hand. The Kumano faces Kakkazan is a nice one. The Brutal Cathar is a nice one. As is the Guardian of New Benalia. Really slow. Unfortunately, if we draw a land, it's great. We can always just Fireblade Charger. The Kumano faces Kakkazan, Guardian of New Benalia. It's a nice combo. I think we can keep this. We draw a red land. Obviously, we're going to play Kumano faces Kakkazan turn 1. We don't. We draw a white land. That's okay. Next turn, we can go Kumano faces Kakkazan. Fiend Artisan. That's fine. Let's see. We can... Go ahead, Kumano faces Kakkazan, and play out our planes. Next turn we have to figure out if we want to play Guardian of New Benalia or Sundown or Fireblade Charger first. Opponent swinging it with Fiend Artisan. Okay, we could also potentially, so let's take a look at our options. Hilda enters as a 3/3 with first strike, that's great. The opponent is going to be able to get out a 2-drop or a 3-drop. They can get out a Plague Crafter, potentially. So we really have to think, what do we want to put out here? The Brutal Cathar lets us get rid of their Fiend Artisan, which is of course great. And the question is, do we want the Guardian of New Benalia or Rahilda out first? Let's put out Rahilda, which will become a 3/3. And we can also put out Fireblade Charger. Putting out Rahilda because it has first strike and goes into double strike. It's more valuable to have up as a 3/3 Guardian of New Benalia, although it has Indestructible. Would be ultimately what we want in the longer term. We're going to hope that Rahilda lives for a turn, and that will let us swing in with Kumano faces Kakkadan. Invasion of Gobakan, potentially great here depending on what the opponent does. We can always 2-drop next turn, Guardian of New Benalia into Invasion. Opponent has 4 mana up, they can fetch something for 3 with Fiend Artisan. They can either sack the Saproling, which gets them the best value, or they can sack Slimefoot and Squee, which doesn't make much sense given that the creature can be a token as well. Let's take a look at their 3-drops. They have Crucius, Gix, Plaguecrafter, and Woestrider. Crucius, obviously, the most scary of those for them to fish up. Potentially, the opponent also just has removal for Rahilda in hand. Okay, put out an Arcane Signet, and they play Assemble the Team. So the opponent can now hit a 4-drop off of Fiend Artisan. Let's see what their 4-drops are. Hellrider, Rankle is scary, Chupacabra, obviously good, Shieldred, obviously good, so we really need to be able to deal with this Fiend Artisan this turn. Just Commander versus Kakkazan, so I think we have to Brutal Cathar here. Take out the Fiend Artisan. And then we swing in with Rahilda is the question. They can double block with Slimefoot and Squee, and with their Saproling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they can just replay Slimefoot and Squee next turn, so it's not good for us. Much better for them. Let's see what they got off of that Assemble the Team. They're in 5 lands. Something like Glorybringer would be rough here. The Duress hitting Invasion is good for them. They have 4 mana up now. And the opponent's going to pass the turn. Ooh, the Skyclave Apparition is really nice for us, but I think we first just wanna... Now let's see, if we Apparition, let's see, we can attack in with Tajic and Fireblade Charger like this. We'll go ahead and buff the Fireblade Charger. Let's see how they block. Alright, opponent not blocking. takes the full 5, is at 18. We have the board, we have an indestructible, and we have a Skyclave apparition to deal with Slimefoot and Squee next turn. So depending on what the opponent plays out here, they have 6 mana. Eldritch Evolution, so they get a 5-drop. That's scary. What's their 5-drop going to be? Massacre Girl. Oh no, that's amazing. That is just a good game for us, I think. Too good. Massacre Girl just completely destroying us there. It's not necessarily over yet. Feldon here can potentially do something for us. There was an argument, I guess, there for playing out the Skyclave apparition onto the Slimefoot and Squee last turn. City Stalker Connoisseur hits our Skyclave apparition. Opponent gets a blood token. They attack in with Massacre Girl. Okay, that's not bad. We can, 1, 2, 3, we can Restless Bivouac. No, we can't. Let's see, do we swing in with Feldon? Maybe we do. Opponent still doesn't block. Alright, we can play out Tajic. We still have a few cards that can get us back into the game here. Some of our hasty flyers can get us back, and Embercleave can get us back into the game. Massacre Girl was just so good though. Really great value for the opponent. Cavalier of Night. Ouch. Okay. That's rough. Okay, we can Adeline. Okay. And not swing in. The opponent hitting all their good cards here. That's fine. And they attack in with Massacre Girl. That's okay. We're not going to block that. And we're going to Fateful Absence their Cavalier of Night. They get their Fiend Partisan back, which is 3/3. And here we go. I think we just have to activate, but not on our turn. So again, something like yeah, this is pretty much over for us at this point. Opponent just had too much value with that Massacre Girl off of Eldritch Evolution, wiping our entire board. So, alright, we have here a kind of slower curve, but we do have an answer, and Flowering of the White Tree is actually fantastic for us. We go turn 1 Plains, turn 2 Flowering, turn 3 Chandra. We can already swing in with 2/2 creatures. Gives us a nice advantage, and we can double swords off of Chandra as well, potentially dealing with 2 of their attackers. The Scargan Hellkite gives us that flyer we were looking for earlier, and Tajic, of course, being able to buff the elementals from Chandra is a nice plus. I think we always go, we wish we had something else to do turn 1, but we don't, so we always go Plains, Flowering of the White Tree, pretty much no matter whatever else we draw. It's nice working forward in mana. There's an argument for potentially doing a 2-drop. Now if they assemble a team, we're just going to go ahead and start swinging in. We might want to Tajic here and get in for 5. It's possible. What other 3-drops do they have that we're really scared of? Plaguecrafter is pretty much the worst one. So our big question next turn is, do we want to Chandra or Tajic or Adeline? I think the answer in this case is we want to go ahead and we want to keep, if they make us sacrifice something next turn, we'd rather sacrifice Tajic, who can come back later anyways, because Chandra is going to let us have double removal in the future. There's also more damage in the short term. And the opponent, amazing for us, plays out Slimefoot and Squee. So we can do now, we have 2 options. We can Swords, Slimefoot, and Squee, which I think we... First option should probably always be to swing in, but the question is, do we play out our Adeline and Swords, Slimefoot, and Squee? Or do we play out our Chandra? I think we play out our Adeline, with Swords, Slimefoot and Squee, and we go ahead and we swing in. This lets us get a huge amount of damage potentially next turn. Yeah, we don't get to mentor the token that comes in tapped and attacking, unfortunately. The opponent has left their Slimefoot and Squee exiled in rather unfortunate fashion. That's kind of tragic for them. The Ward 1 is really nice on both of our creatures. I think the opponent leaving their...
You think I'm crazy? Oh, I wish you could see your face when I've beaten you.
Their card exiled is tough. Okay, so I think here's what we're going to do. We are going to create two. What if we swords again? Then we swing in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They block 1. We're going to go ahead and
Hey, oh, they're so cute.
Create our elementals. We will swing face with the elementals. Face is the place. And we will swing at Domri with the battle lane tokens. That's just so unfortunate that the opponent binned their Slimefoot and Squee were left in exile, but it might not have made a difference given